Okay, I'll come out and say it. I think Sonic Forces is top 3 Sonic game. Number 2 exactly on my list. So yes, you read the title right. But this video is going to explore exactly why that is. Why do I think this is such a golden masterpiece of a Sonic game? Well, thank you for clicking on this video, first of all. Second of all, let's dive right into that. First off, we're gonna divide this video into some categories. First, we'll explain that, like, all the setbacks, all the negative stuff people like to point out about this game, which, honestly, most of it is kind of just nitpicking, to be honest. And then we'll actually talk about the gameplay, the story, and the soundtrack. Without further ado, let's get into this. Right, so before I get into anything, I'm just gonna straight up and say it. Classic Sonic, what people say about him in Sonic Forces is 100% true. Like, I've never, ever played such a buns gameplay style in any Sonic game. Forces ruined one of my favorite characters in the series. Like, it's so ass. Thank you for hearing me out on that bit. There, now that we got that out of the way, now let's start with all the negative stuff that people like to point out and nitpick about Sonic Forces. I hear a lot of people complaining mainly about, the short runtime and then, like, the insane levels of automation, but in my opinion, I just don't think that's true. Sure, I can agree with the runtime. Like, I was joking around with my friend once. Like, I literally told him about this time I beat it like 2 or 3 times in one weekend. The game, not whatever y'all dirty-minded folks are thinking about. And yeah, it's pretty short, but it's short but sweet. And there's a very big difference between short and bad. There can be a really long game that, well, it's just straight buns. But there could be a short game like Forces and, well, it's really fun, really good, really peak. So, yeah, that's where I stand on all the negative stuff. Now let's get to the next category, the gameplay. So basically, there's 3 styles of gameplay in Sonic Forces. Modern Sonic, Classic Sonic, which I don't even want to talk about because, like I said, it's ass, and the Avatar. The Avatar is just Modern Sonic with a grappling hook and no boost. But even then, it's actually pretty fun, not gonna lie. I like the different Wispons you can use. Or Wispins? I don't know, I never knew how to say it, like pronounce it. There's also these sort of tag team levels where you can play as both Modern Sonic and the Avatar at the same time, freely using each other's abilities throughout the stage, as you can see on screen. So, Modern Sonic, I think, is the absolute highlight of this game. Gee, I sure hope so. And it finally returns to the boost gameplay from Unleashed after, well, we don't talk about Lost World. So, how does it hold up? Well, surprisingly, pretty well, actually. Sega kinda cooked. The physics are pretty amazing, and the level design, well, people say it's way too linear, but Sonic games after Unleashed have always been kinda linear. Even Lost World, which sadly ditched the boost. So yeah, I don't know what makes this game so different. If you want to complain about straight lines in a game, go play some Mario Kart World. Y'all know what I'm talking about if you've played it. As for the Avatar, I think it's pretty good. The level design is kind of peak. I like how you get to use different Wispons to explore different areas of the level. And yeah, I think the gameplay is a solid 8 or maybe even 9 out of 10, if you really think about it. The story is also pretty good. First one to take itself seriously since 06 or Unleashed, I think. Infinite is the new villain in this game. He's driven by a desperation of sorts to prove he's not the absolute weakling the world makes him out to be. He basically becomes one with the Phantom Ruby and teams up with Eggman to help him take over the world. Successfully this time. And yeah, it's actually pretty deep. Deeper than most people want to, acknowledge. The fact that his entire life, he's just been looked down on, and he's finally taking action to it, It's actually a pretty interesting thing to do with a character. Like, he's got such insane power too. Like, Shadow straight up murdered his entire Jackal squad, and now he's searching revenge. He's basically eliminated his whole family, and people are just saying Infinite wants to take the world because he was, like, lightly bullied by Shadow. Like, what? So yeah, on to the soundtrack, which is almost as good as the gameplay itself. Like, it's absolute peak. Take a listen to Sunset Heights. So yeah, I don't even need to explain myself further. So, yeah, I think that concludes my review on Sonic Forces. Oh wait, wrong Sonic Forces. This game is not as bad as it looks, or sounds from other people. Give it a try, it's actually pretty good. See, Sonic agrees with me, just look at him.